And we are live. Welcome back to the Giant Bay podcast for everything San Francisco Giants related, whether it be news, recaps, previews, anything like that. And once again, joined by my good friend as a co-host. Wow, can't talk. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, but today is kicking my butt, if you know what I mean.
I ask why.
It's allergy season,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
the allergies are kicking in everybody. But at least we have baseball to kick it back, and actually we got a lot to talk about. So the things that I'm sorry to take this, by the way. The things we want to talk about are the opening day series against Miami. We also want to talk about Haley Ramos and what his future is going to be like. And also, there's one more thing: Carlos Rodon's performance and his future with San Francisco going forward as well. In this podcast are things that I do want to go over.
yes, and also that Joey Bart home run too, because he had a home run this weekend as well.
Oh yeah, he did.
Lots of stuff to talk about, but before we begin, you guys already know the drill. You guys can follow us on Instagram. I'm gonna start posting some series preview and recaps after every series. I can't do it after every game because that would just make things way too inconsistent because I may not be able to do it one day. But we will be doing series previews and series recaps for you guys, and also give you guys some certain facts when they pop up. But also, you can listen on Spotify and you can also watch on YouTube. We normally do live streams for the YouTube side of things. It's just easier, and we like to interact with the stream. So if you are watching live on YouTube, then hello, welcome aboard. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we should start to get into the recapping of the series against the Miami Marlins.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so as you guys all know, the Giants did pretty well in that series. I mean, they took what was it? I think it was like 2 out of 3 or something.
Yep, it was
Yeah.
2 out of 3. And here's a nice little fun fact. The first little fun fact I think of the regular season. All of those games were decided by one run.
I just noticed that. Yeah, I mean, look at that. They won 6-5 in the first game. They lost 2-1, unfortunately, in the second. Close game though, 2-1. Good pitching, and then they won 3-2 on getaway day. So,
I know.
and if you check the standings right now, they are sitting at third place, but that's only because Colorado is also 2-1, and the Padres, who we're about to face, are 3-1, and the Dodgers, whew, they're 1-2.
Let's go.
We love to see it. We love to see it. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can obviously see Google is on the screen, but I'm going to pull up certain statistics as we talk about them. But I think we should first talk about the first game, which, as I mentioned, it was a 6-5 win in 10 innings for the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah. Yeah, that game definitely was intense. I mean, I didn't get to watch the first two, but I watched the third one yesterday, and oh my god, that was intense.
I mean, I got to see some highlights of the game, and Logan Webb was pitching that game.
Oh, was he? Yeah, he
Yeah,
was opening starter.
he gave us a solid 6 innings. I think he said only allowed one earned run, and he picked up 3 strikeouts in the game.
Hey, that's not looking bad for Mr. Logan Webb.
ERA is under a 2, which is good. Um, and then yeah, so we used looks to be 5 pitchers in the game. So we didn't use too much pitchers, but definitely not a 3 pitcher type game, which obviously with the double headers you would like to see that, but that's not how the way baseball is anymore.
No, it is not. Thanks to the universal DH rule. Thank you, Rob Manfred, for screwing us over, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, at least our lineup will be better. At least the offense
Yeah,
is going to be there.
yeah, thank God.
So I'm going to go over some statistics on our side of things because obviously we are talking about the Giants. Um, so we're going to talk about Joey Bart because he hit a home run in this game.
Oh yeah, that
He hit
is
a home
true.
run off Sandy Alcantara of the Miami Marlins, and was in the fifth inning. So a little bit towards the middle of the game. So
Mhm.
good stuff from Joey Bart. Obviously, filling big shoes of Buster Posey. So yeah, Joey Bart drove in an RBI, like I said. Brandon Belt drove in an RBI. Estrada with an RBI. Ruff picked up an RBI. Slater with an RBI. So the offense. Well, this was the game that we scored the most runs. So obviously the offense was best in this game.
For sure, for sure.
And yeah, I mean the pitching wasn't too bad. I mean the bullpen did give up a bit of runs, but that's gonna happen, especially with the short spring training.
Yeah, that is definitely true. I mean, we didn't get that much, but what can we do? It was the lockout, so what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, uh, that is really the first game. I mean, I guess Logan Webb and Joey Bart are the huge highlights from that game. Obviously, Austin Slater hitting the walk-off double in the 10th inning to win the game. But
Yeah, that was definitely a tense right there.
so, I mean, looks like we have someone who does not want to cooperate with the chat rules, but that's all right. That could be solved. All right, never mind. Um, so yeah, obviously, like I said, Austin Slater with a walk off. Brandon Belt, Joey Bart, Tyro Estrada, hitting home runs. But yeah, so the home run ball, like we just said, was doing well for us in the first game, which is pretty good to see, especially because Orca Park is definitely a pitcher-friendly park. It's not a
Yeah,
park.
it definitely is for sure.
It's not a park, especially made for the hitters, especially in right center. I mean, I guess if you're fast, then you would love to
Yeah,
hit it out there. Um,
yeah,
but other than that, the first game was pretty well. I think the only downfall to the first game was the bullpen. But I
yeah.
mean,
Especially Camilo Duval. He allowed 3 runs when we could have had a win 5 to what was it 5-2 or something? I can't remember.
well,
But
we eventually won 6-5. But yeah, those that 3-run. What was it, like, eighth inning? Yeah.
no, it wasn't
No,
even that.
sorry, the ninth. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the 9th inning, and I'm
Yeah.
like, what the heck? Come on.
So yeah, that's a little scary. I'm glad they didn't take the lead, or
No,
else.
God, they did not.
Actually, I never mind. They actually did. They did take the lead in the ninth inning, if I remember, and then we
Oh
tied it
yeah,
up.
well, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
It was 5-4. Then it was 5-5.
Yeah. Yeah, we were leading like 3-2 going into the top half of the eighth, and then we uh, went up 4-2. But then the Marlins scored 3 in the next half of the inning, and we ended up having to tie the game. But other than that, other than the bullpen, I feel like it was a good game. What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely was a really good game. I mean, we had some good players there, and some good pitchers there too. But just that bullpen was scary in the ninth. Camilo Duval, I think if he could get some rehab going, if he could get his pitches underway, then he could be definitely a good pitcher for the bullpen.
Yeah, he just needs to get some warm ups in. It's just
Yep,
shortening
indeed.
spring training, like we said.
Yeah, but
Um,
anyways, how about we move on to the second game of the season? Although we did lose to the Marlins that game, 2-1.
I mean, there were a lot of positives in the game, so I guess we should I mean, obviously, it was Carlos Rodon's first start as a San Francisco Giant, so we have
Yeah,
to talk about that one.
I
Um,
know.
so yeah, like we said, not a lot of hitting for the Giants. I think the only run was Joey Bart scoring on a wild pitch, if I can remember. Um,
I wouldn't know because I didn't watch that game. But I'm looking at the stats right now, actually, on my perspective. Obviously, you can't see my perspective because you're looking at Sam's side of the screen. But Rodon had a phenomenal debut for the Giants. Pitched 5 innings, had 12 strikeouts, and has a below 2 ERA of a 1.8 ERA.
that's crazy. Yeah, I'm just pulling up the. I'm just trying to go back to the day that they lost 2-1. I was just looking at. Nope, that's the game that they won. Let's see here. Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just gonna bring up the score here. Rodon, 5 innings pitched and 12 strikeouts.
That's we're looking at the new. We might be looking at a battle between Webb and Rodon for ace of the Giants right here.
Yeah, I mean, 12 strikeouts in 5 innings pitch. That's crazy.
Not even Logan Webb has a below a 2 ERA.
I mean, if you think about it, he was on. If he pitched the full 9, he's on pace for over 20 strikeouts.
Jeez.
I think the record's like 21.
Yeah, I think it's 21 for a game. He could have had that if they didn't take him off.
I mean, if it was back in the 70s, he would have done it.
Yeah.
Because, well, not only have hitters gotten a lot better than back then, but pitchers pitched a lot deeper into ball games back then. So,
Yeah, for sure.
that is definitely that's definitely why. But like we said, obviously the offense wasn't there in the second game, but sometimes you have your off days. But the pitching, they definitely gave the Giants a chance to win the game. Only 2 of our pitchers out of the 5 pitchers gave up a run.
Yeah.
And that was Jake McGee and Carlos Rodon.
But at least McGee got the L, though. So Rodon still does not have a win or loss in his
Yeah, McGee
start.
did pick up the loss. Yeah,
But
Rodon
also,
did get a no decision.
yeah. But also, another highlight of this game, Jock Peterson got his first hit as a Giant as well. He went 1 for 4 in that game.
There we go. And okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the Giants struck out 14 Marlins in that game. So yeah, it's good to see the pitching take a rebound from the game before. It's just unfortunately that the hitting also took a rebound, but in not so good a way.
No, they only got 5 hits total, I think, from what I can see here on Baseball Reference.
Yeah. And also, we
But
did commit 2 errors, which is not the greatest. But
you're gonna have some of those days. You're gonna have some of those days where you win some, you lose some. Your offense sucks, but your deep pitching is up there. So we could have done better, but
I do worry about Wilmer Flores' defense right now because I know
yeah,
I'm looking at spring training, but I feel like almost every game I looked at their spring training, he was committing errors, and he committed one the other day. So hopefully he can work with the staff and fix that up.
exactly.
Hey, it's still early in the season. We're still playing a 162 here, so he's got time.
I mean, we got a full 159 more games ahead of us this season. We're only 3 games into the season, so Wilmer Flores could still pick his defense up.
He definitely can, especially with confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a loss. So, any final thoughts, or should we just move on to the final game?
Now let's move on to the final game. Which may I take this one, Sam?
Yes, you may.
So, The third game, that was the game I personally watched from, I think it was the bottom of the first inning. And highlights of this game for me, or for all Giants fans, Haley Ramos got his first hit and run of his MLB career, and also Luke Williams also got his first hit on the Giants. So Ramos went 2 for 3 with an actually no, not with an RBI. Wow, but Luke Williams went 1 for 2 with an RBI. So definitely pretty good. And Ramos, this could be the future right here, the new big star for the outfield of the Giants. And also, if we take a look, Desclafani did get. Oh no, Garcia got the win that game, so Desclafani did not get the win.
Yeah,
But
I think he was taken
Desclafani,
out early. I don't. Yeah, he
yeah,
was.
Desclafani here, he only pitched 3.5 innings, 3 and a third inning. I don't know, 3 and 2/3 inning. My bad. But he gave up 8 hits, 2 runs, but struck out 5 batters with just below a 5 ERA. So not good for his first start, but that was his first appearance though in the regular season. So he's still got time to work at it and get some new pitches in. But I think if Desclafani can get that groove in, then I think we will be on pace to have a good rotation. Because right now, in my eyes, the Giants are sure they're not looking like a top 10 team, but in my eyes, they're definitely a top 10 team. Definitely not top 5, but probably in the lower ends, maybe like a number 9 team from
Yeah,
last time.
I definitely. I mean, obviously, we can like maybe like halfway through the year as part of our All-Star game episode, we can do like a first half power rankings. But
Yeah,
I definitely see the Giants up there in the power rankings for sure. Especially them being in what my opinion is, it's at least the second hardest division in the MLB.
yeah. And plus, you have the Dodgers on the other end. I mean, sure, they lost a few pieces. Like, they lost Corey Seager, Kelly Jansen, AJ Pollock. They lost those guys. But we also lost Kevin Gosman, Buster Posey retired, and we lost Chris Bryant. But I'm personally okay with losing Chris Bryant because in the end, we got Jock Peterson, Carlos Rodon, I think Zach or Jake Junis, and I think there was one more guy we got. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. It was a pitcher. I can't remember.
Alex Cobb.
Oh, Alex Cobb. That's right.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, talking about Gosman, he didn't. I mean, he did all right in his first start for the Blue Jays, but it wasn't all too special. So, I mean, if he has
No.
starts like that, we're really not going to be missing out on too much then now that we have Rodon.
Yeah, I mean, losing Gosman, but also getting Rodon, I would say we got the better end of the deal with Rodon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially because lefties hit better in Oracle Park because of the short fence, and having the lefty-lefty matchups is going to be great, especially also pitching righties outside or inside and making sure they don't use the right field wall. Maybe pitch to the right center for fly balls, and you're going to get a lot more outs because there's a lot more room.
Yeah, but those were some highlights of mine. What about your highlights, Sam? Do you have any highlights
Well,
for
my first highlights, I know they took him out early, but Disclafani got 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. That's really good. I'm trying to look here. I had another one. Yeah, it was Darren Ruff at first base. He had a nice snag over there, and he actually turned 2 because of it. So
Oh yeah, there was
nice.
the double play unassisted by Darren Ruff. That was definitely a deep. In my eyes, that was possibly the best Giants defensive play so far of the year.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could talk more about Heliot Ramos, but I think you explained it pretty well. I mean, got his first hit in the big leagues. Um, Luke Williams and Mauricio Dubon also picked up RBIs in that game. So, good
But
win overall. Obviously, another tight game. Like you said, all these games were one-run games. But honestly, I feel like if we're going to win games, I guess it's it's gonna have to be 1-run games. I mean, they're pretty stressful to watch, especially um, in our division and games that we have to win. I mean, if we're gonna be in these games against the Dodgers and Padres, especially on the road, that's gonna be so stressful to watch. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, good series. I feel like it's a series they should have won and they did. Um, so that's a positive. Um, any other like notes or stuff that you want to comment on from this series?
No, but I have it up right now. But let's actually talk. I actually want to talk about tonight's game for the Giants against the Padres. So you want to talk about that game for tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be Alex Wood versus Nick Martinez of the Padres. I
Yeah, and
actually have not seen this guy pitch, Nick Martinez. I don't know.
yeah. Okay. The last time Nick Martinez pitched was 2017, and I'm looking at the stats right now. He had a 5.66 ERA in 2017, while Alex Wood posted up a below 4 at a 3.83 ERA in 2021 with 10 for 4. So, in my eyes, I feel like Alex Wood is definitely the Giants are definitely the favorites here because Nick Martinez hasn't pitched in over 4 or 5 years. So that's definitely going to be a stressful thing for the San Diego Padres.
I definitely do agree, and also, I mean, also we're gonna be at home, so the Padres' offense obviously is, you could argue it's better than ours, but we're still gonna be in a pitcher-friendly ballpark, and Alex Wood is, like you said, the better pitcher in this matchup. So I feel like it's in our strengths, just because we can silence their offense, which is good with good pitching, and we might have a chance to squeak in some runs. And if last series comes again and we take 2 out of 3 and they're all one run games, obviously they're going to be hard to watch. But I'll take that any day of the week.
Exactly.
Series wins are huge early on in the year. You just got to win series. That's all you got to
Mm-hmm.
focus on.
Yep. And it looked. I can't remember what the lineup was tonight.
Oh, I
But
got it right here.
yeah, let's take a look at who's
So
batting tonight against Nick Martinez of the
so
San Diego Padres. And also, by the
yeah.
way, guys, if you have any questions for either me or Sam, or for both of us, and like whether it's baseball related, game, even gaming related, any type of questions, put those in the chat. But make sure it's actually appropriate, so we can talk about that as well.
Yeah. All right, so I just put the lineups on the screen for anyone who's watching on YouTube. So we're gonna have Mike Yastrzemski leading off and playing right field. Brandon Belt is batting second and playing first base. Darren Ruff is the DH tonight, and he is going to be batting third. Jock Peterson is in left field, batting fourth. Brandon Crawford is batting fifth and playing shortstop. That was obviously expected. Tyro Estrada is batting sixth and playing second base. No Heliot Ramos in the lineup tonight, but we do have Joey Bart again playing catcher. Steven Duggar is in center field. He's batting eighth. And Mauricio Dubon is playing third base tonight, and he is batting ninth. So, almost all of the regulars are playing. Obviously, as fans, you would like to see Ramos in there, but
Hey, the Giants definitely are playing the smart thing by having Ramos rest up, and maybe they'll bring Ramos into pinch hit for maybe I would say probably the good option would be either Steven Duggar or Mike Yastrzemski, but probably Mike Yastrzemski for maybe a pinch hit opportunity.
yeah, I definitely agree. And like I said, this game will be at home. The Giants will be at home for this next series. They go on the road after this series against San Diego. So they had 3 against Miami and then 3 against San Diego. And then after the San Diego series, they go on the road to Cleveland, then the Mets, and then the Nationals, and then 1 game against the Brewers. It doesn't say it's a double header. I can check though. Yeah, it's just 1 game against the Milwaukee Brewers. And then we come back home and face Oakland, Washington, and then so on and so forth. But yeah, obviously, if you're talking about that road trip coming up, it's probably going to be the Mets that will be our hardest challenge. I mean, you can't sleep on the Brewers at all, but the Mets are definitely going to be the challenge for us, especially with their new lineup, and then their pitching is obviously top notch. But
Oh yeah, sure.
we can't worry about that too much. Obviously, the winning mentality is focusing on one game at a time, and that is the game that is coming up really, really soon. It's supposed to be tonight, like 6:45 PST. So that should be a fun game to watch, especially with Alex Wood on the mound and having a favorable matchup. But game 2 of this series against the Padres, I'm going to check. Do we have our pitcher? We do. Alex Cobb is going to be pitching against Yu Darvish. So obviously, that is a matchup that favors the Padres, but it's still going to be cool to see Alex Cobb pitch.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see Alex Cobb, for sure. Sorry about the little silence there.
No worries, no worries. Obviously, we don't have the lineups up, but Alex Cobb, obviously not as good as oh my gosh, I can't talk. Not as good of a pitcher compared to Yu Darvish, but he's still quite decent. Pulling up his stats.
But hey, just because he's not a good pitcher doesn't mean that he can come out on top.
That's true.
This is a typical Giants move. And here's my thinking. Because I'm looking at last season where he pitched for the Angels. Alex Cobb posted up a 3.76 ERA. But that doesn't mean that he's still good. Just because, yeah, sure, he's an okay pitcher. He could go back to his ways in 2013 and 2014, where he posted up a 2.76 ERA in 2013 and a 2.87 ERA in 2014. He could go back to those numbers. So don't count Alex Cobb out.
He almost has a better ERA than Yu Darvish last year.
That's my point.
Yeah. Darvish had a 3-point-something ERA, and Cobb has a 3-point-something ERA, so, I mean, I'll bring in a little bias. I don't see the difference.
But I think the Giants are definitely the favorites to win this series overall, in my opinion. Padres,
I think
good
so.
Good luck against the Giants, let me tell you. Sure, you may have the better lineup than us, but
this is the pitcher park.
You lost Tatis Jr., so I'm sorry, but you lost Fernando Tatis Jr. thanks to him not getting surgery.
And also being careless in the offseason.
Careless and stupid.
Yeah. Overrated. No, I'm just kidding.
Overrated?
Just kidding.
He's not overrated.
Yeah, he's the face of baseball. But
yeah. But Alex Cobb, in my opinion, is definitely an underrated pitcher.
Definitely. And it was sneaky pickup.
Sneaky. But
let's see.
Yeah, but you know what? Why don't we talk about the future for this team? Let's talk about Heliot Ramos. So, how do you think Heliot Ramos is going to perform after seeing his performance last game where he went 2 for 3?
Well, I mean, him going 2 for 3, obviously you can talk about him being good as a prospect all you want. It's very different at the big league level. And he just proved to us that, I mean, he's still here to play. I mean,
yeah, you can hang with the big boys.
Level. But if I pull up, I think I can check. Let me see here. I want to see who he hit that home run or that hit against. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think it was Taylor Rogers and Trevor Richards. I think it was Taylor Rogers though.
Taylor Rogers.
Oh no, not Taylor. Trevor Rogers. My bad.
Yeah.
I think another one.
And I mean, Trevor Rogers is another very underrated pitcher himself. I mean, last year he was really, really good for the Miami Marlins. Their rotation last year was pretty underrated, especially their first top three
Yeah.
with Alcantara and Rogers, and I forget who the other guy was, but
I think it was oh God. I know who it is. I can't remember his name. Oh shoot, what's his name? Uh, well, I'm gonna have to look. Let me look this up real quick. Shoot, who the heck was it against? Who the heck was it against? I know who it is. I just can't remember. I think it was the third game or something like that.
it might have been. I'm checking the first game first.
No, I think it had to be this.
Okay, Rogers pitched the
Oh,
finale.
it's Pablo Lopez. It's Pablo Lopez.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
It's
All
Pablo
right.
Lopez.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it was Eddie Alcantara, Pablo Lopez, and Trevor Rogers.
Yeah. Okay.
Why did I not think of that name? What the hell?
But yeah, I mean, this like the top three pitchers that faced us this weekend for the Marlins you can't sleep on them. Those three pitchers
No.
are really, really good, and they could easily fit into a winning team and perform.
Hey, the Marlins. Look out at least. Don't count out the Marlins though. Sure, the Mets had signed more guys and signed more really good guys, but the Marlins got some key pieces. So I think the Marlins are. Or I'm sorry to go off topic about the Giants here, but the Marlins definitely got a chance to sneak in at a wild card spot in 2022 with the new extended playoff contention. So I think the Marlins are going to the playoffs.
Is this a hot take right here?
Hey, you know what? Here's the first hot take of Giant Bay podcast. You know what? Hear about this. Type in Buster Posey if the Marlins are going to the playoffs, and type in Heliot Ramos if the Marlins aren't going to the playoffs. So Buster Posey for yes, Heliot Ramos for no. I want to see that in the comments.
All right. I mean, I'm interested to see how much Buster Posies we get. I'm very interested. I mean,
and if you want us to do more hot takes on Giants Bay podcast, let us know, because Sam runs the Giant Bay podcast Instagram, and this wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for him. So, thank him for this.
fair enough.
But,
looks like J-Zone Podcast thinks it. That's me. Hot take indeed.
Hot take indeed.
Yeah. So I like that. I like that, and you're also making Heliot Ramos look better, and our team look better. So good hot take.
But if you speaking of Heliot Ramos, I think Heliot Ramos is definitely going to be a key factor. He's definitely going to have a good rookie season, and he might, in my eyes, he could potentially be a contender for Rookie of the Year.
I think this is not a hot take at all. He will be in contention for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, maybe along with Joey Barton too.
Oh, imagine they finish in the top 1 and 2. Oh, sick.
Our Giants' future.
They're gonna be
is set.
battling each other all year for Rookie of the Year.
Our Giants' future is set.
Yes.
But enough about Heliot Ramos. Let's actually talk about Carlos Rodon for a little bit.
All right. What is your opinion on the start that he had against the Marlins?
Yo, Carlos Rodon, he definitely, and I mean definitely, looked so good in that game against the Marlins, because he was pitching like last season. He was pitching like MVP Rodon. He had 12 strikeouts, and if Rodon keeps this up, that could potentially be a top contender for the Cy Young. Actually, scratch that. He will be a contender for Cy Young.
Hot take or no?
That's not a hot take. That's a spoiler.
Oh, he's predicting the future.
But here's a hot take for all of you. And here's the hot take. Joey Bart will have a better average than Heliot Ramos.
I could see that happening.
Joey Bart.
He's got more experience in the big leagues, so. Yeah.
Joey Bart for yes, Heliot Ramos for no. I want to. And I can do this all day. I can do hot takes all day.
Okay, yeah, they think Joey Bart as well. So.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree as well. Definitely experience, and talent.
Yeah, he's more.
Huey Ramos only has experience. He doesn't. He only has talent. He doesn't got experience yet.
Yeah, but anyways, let's go back to Carlos Rodon. Carlos Rodon, I'm looking at his stats for his career, and Rodon, he's been on like the bumper of. This is not including last season of the 4.25 ERA, but 2020 he had an 8.22, which does suck. But he got rid of that with a 2.65 ERA in 2021. So if you could bring the 2.65 ERA Rodon to the Giants, I think our 1-2 punch is set. And if Desclafani can, work on his pitching, we could have a good 1-2-3 punch.
I agree. Also, I wouldn't be too high on the Brewers right now. They just got shut out by the Orioles, so 2-0.
Dang.
Also, to bring up the third game against San Diego, it's going to be a good matchup. Logan Webb versus Sean Manaea. And Sean Manaea, he almost threw a no-hitter against the Diamondbacks a couple days ago.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's already 1-0. He has not allowed a run. Logan Webb technically should be 1-0 because the Giants did win that game, but they did have to come from behind in the late innings to win that game. So technically you could say Logan Webb is 1-0, but he did not get the win in that game. So he is 0-0 right now. But yeah, it should be a really good pitching matchup. Manaea had 7 Ks in that game.
But Logan Webb is, in my opinion, definitely the favorite here. But Sean Manaea could be on top of the Giants hitting. I mean, it's really close.
You could also see Heliot Ramos in that game against the lefty.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and that makes our lineup a whole lot better. And
for sure.
And you got to think of it. Yes, Manaea did almost no hit in his last appearance, but that was against the Diamondbacks. The only really good hitter they have is Ketel Marte.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, should be a fun pitching matchup to watch. It is supposed to be at 12:45 p.m. PST. So it is going to be an afternoon game, barely an afternoon game. And it's on Wednesday. So an afternoon game on a Wednesday. Sounds good to me.
Indeed. But
yeah.
In my eyes, there's really nothing else to talk about. I mean, is there anything else you want to mention before? Is there anything else you want to mention about either the Marlins recap or preview of the Padres series?
We're going all the way. We're going all the way.
That is
Hot take.
True. You really think we're going all the way, huh?
Listen, if we could surprise people last season, we can do it again.
That is definitely true. I mean, we lost in LDS, but we could definitely do it again, but even go further. But anyway,
the Dodgers got lucky.
Yeah, but anyways, is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm all good.
All right, well, thank you guys for joining me and Sam on episode 3 of the Giant Bay podcast. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments of any Giant Bay podcast episode or on the Instagram of Giant Bay podcast. And also go listen to the podcast. It is on Spotify as of right now, but it will definitely be coming out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music as well. And also check out Sam's Jay's Zone podcast as well. Surprisingly, only done one episode, so whoever's over there, what are you doing?
They need to answer me. They need to record. You're
Yeah, but well, if you have anything you want to ask us, just do as I said, and we'll see you all next time on episode 4 of the Giant Day podcast, where we'll probably talk about the Padres recap or something else.
So, we might wait 2 series. Who knows?
Yeah, we might wait a couple more series, or maybe even 3, 2 or 3 series.
You gotta keep things consistent. So we gotta take a little break in between.
Yeah, but we'll see you guys all next time on the Giant